us why you originally applied to be a part of Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3 this year.
I heard about it in orientation, and I thought it would be really fun. I never watched Survivor, but being a part of a student organization and just playing a fun game once a week sounded like a cool idea.
In episode 1, the first activity was the island hopping, where you had 30 seconds to get trios standing into various hula hoops. How did you feel about your original trio that you formed with Knowledge and Joseph? Did you three form any alliance at that point?
Yeah, so I had known Joe and Knowledge before, and so I was glad I got put in the same group as them. And from the beginning, we decided to stick together. And we all wanted each other to go far, but Joe and Knowledge unfortunately got voted out.
In episode 1, your trio got selected to join the original Bonobo team. How did you feel about the group and Bonobo's ability to avoid all tribal councils that very first night?
I was really proud of my team. I met a lot of people that night, and I met Scott and Holly and Yearly and all those people. And yeah, I was really happy with my team. I thought we had some really good potential.
In episode 2 on the quad, unfortunately Bonobo took a hard turn for the worst and went to tribal council 3 times that night. What do you think happened with the team?
I thought it wasn't anything specific. We did good. It's just we had a couple mistakes here and there.
In episode 3 at the rec center, tell us which challenges you enjoyed the most and why.
I never played racquetball. That was fun. I liked racquetball. Oh, and the yoga ball throwing, the dodgeball game, that was really fun. I liked that. That was one of my favorite challenges in Survivor.
By the time you got to episode 4 back in the ballroom, did you have any alliances that you had created since episode 1 had filmed? And if so, with whom?
I still think I had a really strong alliance with Bonobo. And at that point, we didn't realize merges were gonna happen. So we just were trying to make the most solid single team possible.
In episode 4, the first thing the castaways encountered was the first team swap of the season. You chose the only orange piece of fabric and ended up not being placed on a team and not participating in that first immunity challenge of safety blocks. How did you feel about having safety for the first tribal council, but also not being a part of any of the 4 teams for the first challenge?
The whole time, when I got the orange bandana, I was so confused. I was waiting for other people to pick orange ones, and then no one did. But being out, I was a little annoyed because that would mean I would have to join the loser team. So I thought I kind of got gypped there. But at least I wasn't a risk of being voted out. So it was okay. I ended up with a good team too.
You then got to select which of the teams who went to tribal and voted someone out that you wanted to, and then joined for the rest of the night. Why did you choose Ukari over Gibbon?
So that was a tough choice for me because Gibbon was a better team. They'd win 1 more challenges, but Ukari, they weren't as connected as Gibbon because Gibbon had the original group, and my friends Joe and Noah joined that team and instantly got voted out. So seeing that, I was like, I need to join Ukari or else I'm just gonna be the next on the chopping block.
In episode 5 at the pool, your Ukari team did well in the first challenge, but lost in the Flamingo Beach Ball Battleship. How did you feel about the other 3 teams ganging up on Ukari to sink them in the challenge?
That was unnecessary. We had a good, we didn't have a really good team. I don't know why they gang up on us because we didn't have a lot of good swimmers. We still managed to win some of the other challenges, so it wasn't too big of a loss.
At Tribal Council, you and Brandon orchestrated a blindside to get Taylor, an original Ukari player, out of the game, and it worked, shocking everyone. Tell us how you came up with that plan.
When me and Brandon joined Ukari, we were nervous that the 3 girls, Cora, Jay, and Taylor, were very close and they were going to want to keep them together and vote us out. So we tried to think of a way to get one of them out so we would at least have a majority and wouldn't be gung up on ourselves. So what me and Brandon decided to do was to vote one of them out, and we decided on Taylor. And I got put in a rough spot because one of my teammates told Taylor about the plan, and so I had to change up the story a little bit and then still try to make it seem like we were voting someone else out when we were really voting out Taylor.
In episode 5, another team swap occurred and you ended up on Bonobo with Holly, Dane, Scott, and Jay. How did you feel about that group?
I thought that was a really good group because Scott and Holly, they were in my original Bonobo team. So I was glad to be back with them, and I think those are both two strong players.
In episode 5, tell us what happened with the challenge where you had to go down to the bottom of the pool to retrieve the ducks with goggles, but had to take a team DQ instead.
Yeah, that was rough. I went in the first time and I couldn't find it, so I had to go back up, and I kept going back down to try to look for it. But every time I just had less and less air, so eventually I just could not keep swimming, and I was choking on water. So I felt bad for holding back my team on that challenge, but I had to DQ that one.
In episode 6 of the sports fields, tell us about your choice to do the running to get the letter bags and the crawling under the cargo nets in the sand.
The original run, that was really long. I was really winded after that. I was able to put together a bonobo pretty quick, and then the crawling under the net, that was fun. It felt like a real Survivor challenge, crawling through the sand.
In episode 6, Bonobo went on to dominate the other challenges. What was your favorite one of the night and why?
I love volleyball personally, and so that was a fun one for me. We only got to play once. Playing volleyball was fun. We had 2 other people on our team.
In episode 7 at Redmond Stadium, tell us about your experience doing the field goal kicking, javelin tossing, and kendama ball race.
So I had no experience with kicking footballs, so I had to ask some of my friends who knew, like Evan and Silas, because they had some knowledge. And I learned you have to kick with the side of your foot to do it. So I managed to get the first one, but I missed the second one. The javelin was hard because the javelins were really lopsided and they didn't fly straight. We tried to think of ways to throw it that could actually get it straight, but only a couple people actually could do it right.
In episode 7, how did you approach the voting process with 19 players all attending tribal council together for the first time? Were you surprised that it was Michael voted out again?
I was surprised it was Michael because I hadn't heard anything about people voting out Michael earlier, but that was what the group consensus came to. Apparently he was seen as a threat as he was really good at the challenges. So I think that was the reason people voted him out.
In episode 7, you won the Husky Rollers Immunity Challenge and your first individual win of the season. Tell us how that made you feel.
I was glad to win that one. I think most of that was just luck. But I realized if you throw it at an angle, you can control which side it lands on. So that helped me get some extra points. But I think I just got lucky for that one. I got immunity for that. So I was proud of myself for getting that.
In episode 8, you were on the Ghost-Faced Rules team for the Checkers Challenge. That team faced some tough communication barriers and took some major penalties, which ended up costing you all the challenge. What happened?
It was really hard because you can only see in front of you, and you can't always see the people behind you and if they're moving or not. I personally messed up my team for 1 or 2 of the moves because I wasn't loud enough through my mask that I was moving, and people were moving at the same time. So that was just unlucky for us, and bad communication.
In episode 8, tell us about the Steal the Wig challenge.
That was a really fun and creative challenge. I thought I was gonna be good at that and dodge and weave, but I tried to duck and I just hated to grab it off my head. But watching other people do that was fun. I think that was one of the most creative and fun challenges I've seen.
In episode 8, you and Holly were paired up in the Elevated Souls Challenge with the yoga blocks and advanced on to the Corridor Maze Challenge, but then lost that to Connor and Silas. Tell us about those 2 challenges and what happened. The
block lifting challenge, I didn't think I was gonna win that at all because I didn't leg day the day before. My legs were really sore. And so I told Holly, I don't think I'm gonna make it that far. But I realized if you land on your back, you get a lot more, it's a lot less weight off your legs. And so we stuck it out and made final 4 for that one. And then for the block challenge, that was difficult because you didn't know what the other people, where they were gonna place their thing, so.
In episode 8, it was a wild tribal council when Joe got voted out. Tell us how you found an idol nullifier and was able to seal Joe's fate by blocking his last of 3 idols he played.
Yeah, so I was about to go to my FYS class, and then GK sends me a text at 10 minutes before, and he shows me a picture of a tree with a note in it because I did the dance at the last episode. And so I decided to just be late for my class, and I figured I saw this little hoof of a statue, and I was oh, that's the Husky statue in Carver Hall. So I found the tree and got it, and then got a little late to my class, but it was worth it because I needed the nullifier.
In episode 8, we saw Jay play their Orange Slice Monkey mascot immunity idol to save you in a tribal council, but it wasn't needed at that time. How did you feel about Jay giving that up for you? And have you thought about how you could have still been in the game if Jay had held on to it until the last tribal council to play it for you instead?
Yeah, so me and Jay, after I got one of her friends out, Taylor, we were in some rough territory. We were kind of enemies at that point, but we managed, in the later episodes, we managed to make an alliance and sort things out. And so she gave me the idol, which is really nice of her, because I was the second most common name in the first vote. And then the second one, I still had a couple names, but we didn't think we would need it for the third vote because everyone was gonna vote Blaine, but he played the idol, and so the 2 votes got me out. But if I had saved my nullifier for that, I would have been able to survive that one. I think either way, no one could have known for the last vote that I would have been voted out. So Jay did what she could, and I'm very thankful for that she played that for me.
Now that you are the 4th member of this season's jury, what are you looking for in the winner? What will you be basing your decision on come final night as you vote for someone to win?
I want to vote for someone who played an honest game and didn't backstab too many people to get there. Because there have been some people on that team, I feel where it is a game, but I think that someone who really deserves Survivor was someone who's really in it for the game and in it to be there with other people and not just trying to step over people. So whoever is in the top 3, I'm going to vote for, I think, who's the most honest player in the game.
What did you learn about yourself by participating in Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3?
I learned about Survivor, and it's how it's about challenges, but it's also more about just maintaining friendships and alliances. And that's sort of the most important thing in surviving. And I think the challenges are sort of just a side thing, but Survivor is really just about keeping people on your side, keeping alliances. And I think I've learned that having good friends and learning how to trust people in real life is very useful.
What do you feel makes the Survivor Bloomsburg experience so unique and fun to do or even watch as a spectator?
I think it's really fun because it's so intense, because you never know when you can get voted out, and you're always thinking about who to vote out next. And that whole part of it, the pride of just staying in the game and not getting voted out, it makes every episode so intense and meaningful. And I think that's what's the most fun part about it. I think Survivor did a really good job of making this Survivor fun. And so I really enjoyed it, and I'll probably do it next season because I liked it so much.
Is there anyone you would like to thank who's supporting you in this campus competition? Friends or family? Do you have any shout outs?
For my family back home, they've been following along the episodes, and thanks for watching me, thanks for supporting me. A shout out to Joseph Gonzalez and his friends who came to a bunch of the episodes. They stuck out one night past 1 a.m. They watched it for me and for their friends too, and so I appreciate all the support from friends and family.
If you could tell other students why they should consider applying for next year's Survivor Bloomsburg Season 4, what would you tell them?
I would tell them it's not too big of a commitment because it's only once a week. It's fun to do, and it's not just a cheesy game. It's just serious, and this is real money on the line and real friendships on the line. I would say it's definitely worth experiencing at least once.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I want to say thanks to everyone who I've played with and who've been on my team. Thanks to people who have got me out of tough situations in Survivor and supported me. I hope to see some of my friends can continue on, and I wish the best of luck for everyone still alive.